pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay.
How many more of these do I have here?
All right.
How many more of these do I have?
Minutes from the last meeting.
Got a meeting from November 1st, minutes for your approval.
All right.
I'm good with the minutes. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from November 1st, 2022.
Second. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
And next, we got the claim docket for October 29th through November 4th for $559,425.05.
Papers. Okay, there's that. There's that.
Yeah, lots of papers. Okay.
You want to do, which one did you want to do, Jimmy?
October 29th through November 4th.
Make a motion to approve the claims from October 29th, 2022, November 4th, 2022, in the amount of $559,425.05.
I will second. Aye. Aye.
And next, we've got November 5th through November 11th in the amount of $1,334,376.59.
Okay.
You good?
Yep.
Make a motion to approve the claims November 5th, 2022 to November 11th, 2022, in the amount of $1,334,376.59.
Second. Aye. Aye. Okay.
And then last, I've got the payroll claim docket for October 29th through November 11th for $1,108,433.85.
Make a motion to approve the payroll claims October 29th, 2022 to November 11th, 2022. Total amount of $1,108,433.85.
Second. Aye. Aye. Okay. Is that all you got for us?
That's it.
Okay. Thank you for a good job. Great job.
That's a tough one.
Okay. Next on the item, we have resolution for Habitat Property
John.
presented by John Bell at our auditor's office. Is there anybody to speak on that? John? Yeah.
Oh, here it is right here.
The resolution is a continuation of what we discussed last meeting,
Right.
where it's proposed by Habitat to acquire 1345 Third Avenue, which is a parcel that is in between two already owned by Habitat. And so at that meeting, we did not have a resolution, and so this is a continuation of that meeting.
All right. This has been on the radar for probably 4 or 5 months that I know of.
At least.
And it's a piece of property that the county can turn over to Habitat, like you say, between two other pieces of property for their, and then I think someone in the city or county helped with cleanup of the properties adjacent to it. So there's been some progress made by the Habitat people on this. So, continuing their improvement of our community, I would make a motion to adopt this resolution.
Second?
Okay, now this is just a hearing or a meeting to set the next hearing. This is to advertise that we're going to have a hearing on this in 2 weeks.
So are we approving this resolution, John, today, or are we doing something else?
No, well, we're approving setting a hearing date.
We have a resolution right here that was handed to us. So is this
Right.
to be signed later or today?
No, it would be signed today.
Okay, so
Establishing the date for the hearing.
you're making a motion to move this resolution forward?
Right.
Yes.
Okay, sound good?
Saturday.
I'll second it.
Okay.
And I've already signed it.
Yep.
Thanks, John.
Thanks for your work. Thanks for Habitat. Okay. Next on the agenda is the Vigo County St. Mary's of the Woods College Historic Preservation Project, been for final public hearing.
Good morning. My name is Karen Dyer, and I am the Vice President for Advancement and Strategic Initiatives at St. Mary of the Woods. We have been in this process for months now, and this is our final hearing. Our grant writer, Christy Gerald, is sick today. She is on the phone, so she's going to conduct the public hearing via the phone. And this is my colleague, Catherine Saunders, AVP for Advancement at St. Mary of the Woods. Christy, take it away.
Yes, I apologize. I can't be there. I just tested positive for COVID yesterday, so I don't think anybody would want me there. So this is our final public hearing. We actually had the official Okra site visit last week with the Okra representative, and she's very hopeful about this project. So we will go over everything that we have done this far. Round 2 opened back in September, and we submitted your proposal to Okra on October the 21st. We will submit a final application on December the 22nd with a notice of grant award. Hopefully we will see Vigo County's name on February the 23rd. This is an all or nothing grant, so we are going to either get it or we don't. Okay, this is highly competitive. There were 10 proposals put in. I'm hearing through the grapevine that 2 are dropping out. So technically 8, we're up against 7 others. They're probably going to fund 3 to 4. So as you can tell, it's very highly competitive, but we're doing everything we can to make sure that we score high enough to get that award. Want to also reiterate, there is a sign-in sheet. So anybody in the room that is in attendance needs to sign that sign-in sheet, showing that you were in attendance of this public hearing today. So I know there were some people maybe that didn't get their names on it, so we want to make sure everybody gets their name on that sign-in sheet. And for the auditor today, I will be doing the public hearing minutes, and I will get those over to you later today as well. There are 2 public hearings required, one before the proposal, which we have already conducted, and one today before the final application. We have a total project cost of $612,112. We are requesting the full grant amount. The most we can ask for is $500,000, so we are asking for that. And our local match, we are putting up $112,112, and that consists of $5,000 in previously paid environmental review, which we had to conduct to be able to move forward with final application, $25,097 in philanthropic capital. These are from all of the gifts and the donations that are received from St. Mary's for this project specific. We're actually putting those into the Wabash Valley Community Foundation. They're going to hold those for the project specific, and we will get some extra bonus points for that. And then $82,015 from the St. Mary's Woods checking account. So this project can actually, there are 700 points total. We have to score at least a 450 to even be considered for grant award. What that consists of is national objective. We're getting 60 points out of 100. Number 1, 50 points because both the commissioners and the college have passed the slum and blight resolution for the building specific. And then we're also getting 10 points because the building itself in the whole district of St. Mary's is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. So we're getting 60 out of 100 there. Community distress, I've never seen, over 15 years I've been doing this, I've never seen a distress so high, which is in our favor. So we're getting 126.22 points out of 175, and I don't believe anybody else in the round from what I've heard, out of this public facilities has that high of a distress. So that's great for us. Local match contribution, we are only required to put a minimum of 10% with this program. We are actually putting in 18.32 because the work exceeded that local match amount. Project sustainability, that's 50 points there. We're going to get the full 50 points. Philanthropic contribution, as I said earlier, $25,097 is going to be held at the Wabash Valley Community Foundation through what's called a pass-through account. I believe the college is going to have that put in before around December 1st. Yes. And so we will have that letter. And then project sustainability, the college actually set up a long-term permanent endowment, and we're going to be getting the full 25 points there. And if awarded, they have committed to put $5,001 into that long-term permanent endowment in order to get the full 25 points. And what's great about endowments is that it works off the market as well. And I think about 10 or 11 years, they'll be fully vested. And then they're able to actually use that money for any kind of improvements or anything they need for the building specific. And then bonus points, the day the round opened on September 21st is the day I submitted the bonus points, and we were granted that the same day. Project design factors, those are our narratives that I'm working on now. Project description is 50 points, project need 125, and financial 125. We have to score 170.46 on the narratives out of 300 to get just the minimum. Past 3 years, I've scored anywhere from a 271 up to last round a 298 out of 300. So there's no doubt in my mind that we're going to score way, way over the 170.46. I'm hoping to be in about the 280, 290 range with this application, just because it's so competitive. We are still today, as of today, gathering tons and tons of documentation about the building, doing a lot that Okra, the main concern that they had during the site visit as well was how is this building not only used for the college, but how does it benefit the public in general? So we have a complete, I think it's an over 50-page upload for just how the building is used for the public benefit. So we've been working really hard. It's a great project. It's a Vigo County historic treasure, really, and we want to make sure that we protect the outside shell of this building. Mainly the work is going to consist of limestone and brick rehabilitation. We're going to be doing work with the guttering. We're going to be replacing the roof. And so in hopes that we are going to protect the shell of the building so it can last another 111 years. It's been standing over 111 years now. The college has been very responsible and responsive to this building as they started back in 2017 with a massive fundraising campaign for this building specific. They've been doing interior improvements, and now we're going to hopefully address these exterior improvements with the Okra grant. I know that was a lot of information. Is there anybody that has any questions about the grant or the process?
Am I correct that this is the Office of Community and Rural Affairs?
That's correct.
So the Lieutenant Governor supervises that office. That's one of her duties.
Yes, this is federal grant dollars. They trickle from Housing and Urban Development at the federal level. They trickle down to the Lieutenant Governor's office, which is the Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs. And they have what's called Community Development Block Grants. And these are the competitive grants that we can apply for and obtain this money. And so we are bound both federal and state requirements.
Okay. I think that was all that you left out there. So
Thank you.
well, we have a lot of people in attendance today, and it's always good to pass the word around that people are working really hard to improve university here and something else in another small community and that kind of thing, and it does take a community. Comment?
Just for some clarification, after the last meeting, all three commissioners received some nasty grams from people about this because the interpretation was that we were giving them a $500,000 loan. So I know comprehension is kind of a difficult thing nowadays, but that was not what was communicated. This is a pass-through through us. County commissioners can do up to, is it 5 at a time, Jim? Christy, is that right?
3.
That would be
5.
5?
Christie's?
Three.
Three.
Three at a time, and we don't have any going right now. So all we're doing is sponsoring this. We are not loaning, we are not giving money to St. Mary of the Woods. We are just doing our part to help them as a partner to move this important opportunity forward.
Yes, Okra, Indiana Office of Community Rural Affairs, the office that we are applying for this grant for, they only recognize a lead applicant as a city, a town, or a county. So Vigo County Commissioners will be the lead applicant, while St. Mary's the Woods, because they are located in Vigo County, will be the subrecipient. So technically, this is just a way for the commissioners to sponsor the project as kind of like a pass-through. So St. Mary's the Woods will be the one bidding the project out. They will be the one putting up the match. And whenever we do draw the grant money down, once awarded, to make these improvements as we go along through construction, the grant money will come into the auditor's general account, and then the auditor will actually write those checks out. So no money from the commissioners is being put up into this project, just their 100% support is all.
I would add that the building has a large theater with 700 seats in it, and we use this as a community space. This theater is not only historic, but it also serves as the home to the Terre Haute Community Band and the Terre Haute Sinfonetta, as well as other public performances and events in town. And we would like, we're working to make it more safe so that we can have more events for our community.
So there's nothing else we need to do, Christie or Karen, right? We just acknowledge that this is the last hearing, and then there's no actions that we have to do, or there are no
That is
actions that we have to do.
correct.
Okay, thank you. So we'll go ahead and close the hearing, Mike? You wanna do
Yes.
that?
Close the hearing? All right.
Thanks,
Thank
Karen.
you.
Thank you, guys. Okay. Next item on the agenda is from the Vigo County Treasurer. Don, you want to speak on this, please? We reviewed this last meeting, and you've got,
Yes,
referred it
last-
to county, or to attorney, and made some modifications, and so,
I believe that the contract has been approved by Terry. And in speaking with Chris yesterday, he was planning on signing the contract. But he is out of the office, and I'm assuming that will be done tomorrow. And again, this is a contract with Invoice Cloud, which we, the treasurer, is wanting to implement their platform to provide electronic communication with the taxpayer. And I'm assuming we'll do that tomorrow.
So we didn't approve the contract. What we did was move it forward for your review before we approve it. And Chris cannot sign it on his own, so it requires an action from us. So it doesn't matter if he's going to sign it tomorrow or not. That's irrelevant. So what we need to do is vote on moving the contract forward or not, right? I'll make a motion to approve the contract.
I would second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Oh, that's you, sorry. Aye.
Yep,
Thank you.
yeah, well, this, do you want to comment on it a little bit? Again, we have a lot of people here, maybe, that it should be
The benefits?
yes, should benefit the taxpayer.
Absolutely. I had some notes here. With implementing the platform in our office, the taxpayers will have several options in order to pay their property taxes. One option, they can get e-statements. They can get digital reminders, and signing up for auto pay. They can pay by text, pay by PayPal. They can do flex pay, which meaning that they can set up monthly payments, quarterly payments, whatever fits their budget. We want to meet customer expectations and simplify the payment process and deliver the latest technology to the taxpayers of Vigo County.
Talking about Josie is one of the questions, and we've already proved this, but just one of the questions that I brought up was when the email notifications are sent, it comes with the subject, do not reply, and I shared my personal story about that.
Yeah,
That I ignore emails like that, so they did address that.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say they did forward an email to me, and then I in turn forwarded it to you.
Yeah, but there's also a communication after the meeting that came my way was, there was somebody that was very upset because they thought we were doing this, and that was the only option, and that people that didn't have access to computers or people that were not as in tune to this,
This
that they would
is-
have no way of paying their taxes. I explained to them, no, that's not the case. This is an additional mechanism to make life easier.
Exactly. This
So-
is strictly options that are available to taxpayers if they choose to implement these options.
Right.
Yeah, and it's already in practice. We're not the new people.
No, not at all. They deal with various companies, whether it is a water company, electrical company. They deal with several counties already, which one county is Allen County and Fort Wayne. And they are very pleased with the help that they get from Invoice Cloud. Very pleased with it. And I think we will be too.
Well, thanks for being innovative.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. All right. At this point, we have comments from the public. There will be, this is the commissioners' meeting, so we comment on anything on commissioners. The zoning meeting will be after this meeting, okay? So comments from the public about anything going on in the county.
Hi, my name is Grace, and I'm here with some concerns about the move to the new jail. As you all probably know, inmates were moved from the old jail to the new jail the night before the election. I communicate with various inmates in the jail as part of keeping track of what is happening in there and as far as the conditions. I've been contacted by dozens of prisoners this week regarding the following conditions. Prisoners went 16 hours without food the first night because COs didn't know where the keys were to access food. Prisoners have been denied hygiene products or given insufficient hygiene products, and many report being in the same clothes for 7 days, unable to shower and clean themselves. Sergeant Casey Lee is denying prisoners hygiene due to an incident during the transfer of prisoners and is using withholding hygiene until someone comes forward. This is inhumane. Prisoners' personal property has not been returned to them, including their legal mail, which jail staff should legally not be reading. All meals are being served ice cold. Water has been inconsistently off and on. Prisoners report dehydration and having no cups to drink water from. Many report a thick layer of construction dust on everything. Prisoners have been denied cleaning products to clean their areas. Prisoners report chemical fumes of an unknown origin in the jail, and they also report ongoing medical neglect, including a man with staph infection for 5 days before being seen by medical, and a woman with leukemia being denied her medication for weeks. Our concerns are that, one, that this move was rushed, and that it was more to do with the election than it was about actually having the building ready, and also just the punitive nature of denying people hygiene products. And it's a collective punishment for the action of one person. And we're here to call on the commissioners, and I've communicated with you, a few of you in the past, about these conditions when they was at the old jail. But to know that it's continuing, you know, with this move, we would like you to look into it and hold the Sheriff's Department accountable for some of the things that are happening in the new jail.
Your name's Grace?
Yes.
What's your last name, Grace?
Clay?
Clay. Is Jordan with you?
Yes.
Where's Jordan? Hi, Jordan. So Jordan, you're the one that sent us the email last night, right? Did you get any response from anybody?
No.
So did you contact the sheriff with these concerns? It's his jail.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you call the jail, it goes directly to the police. They don't.
So did you send this email? Because I looked, you sent this email to the 3 commissioners, Tammy Allen, all of the council members, and Calissa Miller, Judge Magnus Stinson, it looks like, Ken Falk, and Howard with the Tribune Star. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
But you didn't include anybody that you addressed in here, Casey Lee, the jail manager, Charlie, or the sheriff?
We have historically contacted those people, and we get no response, and we get a denial that those conditions exist.
So
We're reaching out to you because you have executive power over these institutions and oversight.
And thank you for doing that too. What we're going to do is forward it on to them for their response. We are not in the position to address any of this. I mean, the commissioners own the building. We built the building.
But you sign the monthly reports about the conditions of the jail. You approve the salaries of the people who work there.
No, we don't.
You-
The county council does. But we'll address this to them, and thank you for sharing this with us. But it's the sheriff's jail. And I am passing the buck because it's his jail. So he's going to be the one that's going to have to respond to you on all this. The one thing that we can address is the dust. You did a walkthrough right before they opened it up. So, I mean, Mike was in there right before they did the transfer. I mean, all of your issues that you've addressed are very concerning.
They are.
Right. The water being inconsistently off and on, do you know anything about that? That could be a function under us because it's part of the building. So we will send this to them, to the jail leadership for a response.
Can you explain to me what oversight is there in this county of the sheriff's department? Or is there none?
The sheriff runs the jail.
Who oversees the sheriff? Besides the mayor, who doesn't do anything.
The mayor has nothing to do with
Mayor has
it.
nothing to do with the sheriff.
Mayor's not, the sheriff oversees the jail. We oversee the building.
Okay,
That's how it works.
I think it would be fairly embarrassing for Vigo County if the Department of Justice were to investigate some of these conditions in the jail. And we're
Have you
coming here in good
contacted
faith
them?
to try and get some attention on it, and you're saying that you can do nothing.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying what we're going to do is we're going to relay this email that you sent to the 3 commissioners and all the council members, and we'll give it to the sheriff for him to respond.
That's essentially doing nothing.
Okay, then we're going to do nothing.
Okay, at least it's on the record.
Thanks for your time. Now is it shown, Tammy? No?
Any other public comment at this time?
You sure?
Any comments from commissioners or other elected officials?
I read an article recently about how government works, and people kept referring to Schoolhouse Rock and that ABC episode that I watched in the mid-'80s. I think I'm going to rewatch it on YouTube tonight. Thanks for letting me get that out.
Commissioners, Kevin Gardner with County Assessor's Office.
Should I go for a walk?
Back
Oh,
in
my
Sep-
mic's still on, isn't it? Let me shut.
It's okay, just keep going, Brenda. Back in September, you guys had signed an agreement with our camera provider, Almentum, to do the property record cards accessible through Beacon, because the state has now said that we have to make those available to the public. That has been completed. Everything seems to be working. Anyone that accesses Beacon can see now they can get their property record card. But I have a letter from Almena, which is basically just a deliverance acceptance statement, which says that we have received it and the project is completed. Since you signed the contract, I felt that you needed to sign this. so I've just got a copy for you. Sorry I didn't get it put on the agenda, but I forgot about it.
Yep, I'm okay with it.
I'm gonna initial it. There's only one spot.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Kevin. Any comments from legal? Okay. All right. Having no other comments, and we did get good comments from our treasurer, very good, enlightening, hopefully make it streamline for some of our taxpayers, and possibly even save a little money on postage and some things like that. So, we will, this concludes our commissioner meeting at this time.
So we're going to switch over now to do the area planning hearing. So if you guys are trying to figure out, let's go back to the Schoolhouse Rock comment I made earlier. Commissioners' meeting is paused, recess, right, Howard? Because it's a year-round meeting. And then when Jared's ready to go, then we'll do our area planning. What's wrong? Karen's going to switch recordings.